Tables turn. A common statement you've heard perhaps once or twice in your life. Well, it's a very important lesson which I'm going to share with you, which I have faced in my past, my present, and of course one that I also face in the future. But if you haven't already, kindly subscribe to this channel for more content on starting out. It reminds me of a line that I had on Nat Geo Wild. At the end of Wild Australia, they say, in the outback, the only thing the inhabitants are certain of is constant change. So I had my first taste of this in 2014, fresh from primary school and going to a secondary school that many people talk about so amazingly. You're thinking to yourself, wow, it's a new opportunity to test your intelligence with a new syllabus. It's probably a good way to now get rid of the struggle of morning school bus. And then probably you also think, wow, I'm going to be free. I'm going to handle my own schedule. Well, guess what? Think again. So I met a couple of bigger and tougher guys in secondary school whom we had to submit to in order to do housework. So much for being free. And then guess what? The so-called testing my intelligence new syllabus, well, there were guys who were 10 times smarter from other schools. And well, no longer did we have the morning bus, but now I was being woken up early in order to do housework, in order to go for morning prep. So much for freedom. So let's rewind back to my early days in primary. I was arguably one of the smartest kids of the time, brains wise, and well, I realized that I had a couple of unique things about me. I would pass the numbers that were, let's say, wrongly set in a paper that's for younger people for a higher class, and it was so impressive. Well, I had been called up a few times as the academic giant. Our primary school was so particular on that. And well, yeah, here and there I was an amazing person. Well, I was known for mathematics, things like that. And later on, I never even thought of standing for head boy, head prefect. But guess what? I was approached by some of the teachers that why not stand? And I actually didn't even vote for myself. So my vote count was 299. The 300th would have been mine, but well, I just didn't. And then also, actually, the next person was 6 votes below me. So it was beautiful. Like, I did not campaign apart from the mainstream campaigning. I didn't work so hard to be one of the smartest kids in school. And MDD, music, dance, drama, I had a few shining moments in dancing when I was younger. And then, well, in my last years, I would do the hardest roles. There was one of a villain role, a drunkard who was a bad worker, bad manager. And then there was also the role of somebody who reminisced over the many achievements of Uganda over 50 years. So it was a really long script, and getting it all in your head, I knew I was the man for the job. I would read the books that nobody else would read. So long story short, I was invincible in my primary school. Fast forward into my high school years from 2014 to 2017, and then once again to 2019. I am a totally new person. Nobody knows me, nobody cares. My first attempt at being the best in academics, I become the 11th in the year. That's still pretty good, but it wasn't good enough for me. So I thought, how can I stand out? How can I be different? So, as I told you in one of my videos before, somebody invited me to go for clubs. So we went for Readers Club challenges, we entered the Stand Big Challenge, African Leadership Academy Accelerator, World Scholars Cup debates and essays and all those kind of things. And towards the end, I was starting to see that I was building up. But well, again, after my 4th year, I had to start afresh because, well, there's the upper level of high school, and there the academics were a little bit tight. But then I had once again reached my peak of, in social life, in different kind of things that were engaging me and making me stand out, even if I couldn't be the best in my academics. Now, in the higher level of high school, it was a powerful trade-off because the books were down, but everything else in leadership, things like that, was going well. So it gave me a view of how tables continuously turn, and we have to be different. We have to work around it as we are starting out. So high school ends, and now there is a new arena altogether to explore, the world of work. I'm once again at zero. You look around and some people have loads of money at a certain age, and then you know that you have to start out and build from there. So I have learned that tables continuously turn. Today you are at the top, tomorrow you are at the bottom. But well, there are certain principles that I never let go of. I never let go of my people, my contacts, my friends. I also always aim to treat people well, because tomorrow you never know who you're mistreating could be in a position of higher power than you. Not only what we usually say that they'll be your boss or things like that, but they could be the difference between a big deal of yours working out or failing. They could be the difference between maybe a relative living or dying. So, and also more importantly, I focus on trusting in God all the way. I never give up on something that I know will bear fruit. And that's very important in understanding that tables turn, but you can still come out on top. So that was my view on how tables turn, how we can work around it. And well, I would love to hear your views on this amazing channel, one on which we explore different challenges, the different glories, though we have to maybe relax sometimes as we are in the heavy pursuit for big things, for success as we are starting out. Kindly share, like, subscribe, and give me a comment down below. I'll be grateful. Have a great week.